All right. In this session, in this video, we will look at the SBL March June 21 past paper question. And moving down, as you can see, we have 8 exhibits. Right. In first exhibit, we will have the overview. In the second exhibit, we will have NCCP website extracts, which including information about its courses and its organizational structure, extracts of income and expenditure, annual performance of courses, risk management, CEO email on new courses, newspaper articles, and staff survey. Moving down, task 1 will consist of 34 marks. Task 2 will consist of 21 marks, 29 marks. Task 3, 17 marks. Task 4, 20 marks. Okay, so we have three responses options: word processor, spreadsheets, and slides. So scenario 1 requirements we have. The executive board has been concerned at negative coverage about NCCP in local press. We will, as well as feedback from staff and volunteers expressing concern about the direction the charity is taking. It is therefore seeking advice from you as to promote appropriate way forward. You have to prepare a report for presentation to boards which assess NCCP's internal and external stakeholders and recommends appropriate ways of managing them. We will have get 16 marks, 4 marks available for the professional skills. And what are the special professional skills in it? Analysis skills are the professional skills which examiner testing in this part of the question. So first of all, we will look at the other requirement later. Now move to the scenario. Now I'm moving to the scenario exhibits. And let me just zoom it a bit more. Yes, that's fine now. North Seville Community Project NCP is a charity which was established 20 years ago. North Seville Community Project NCCP is a charity which was established 20 years ago. Its mission is to promote well-being and bring about positive personal and social change through education and increased community participation. Seville is a vibrant city of 500,000 people in the country of Thailand. Okay. North Seville is an economically and socially deprived part of Seville. NCCP was made possible through a generous donation from Richard Tempest, a business entrepreneur who grew up in North Seville and retained close links to the community. Richard's initial donation was used to purchase a large building in North Seville and develop it for community education and social events. Richard established an executive board of 4 members comprising chief executive, CEO, okay, marketing director, and operation director. There is also a board of trustees to oversee NCCP, of which Richard was a member until he retired, as well as offering a place for local people to meet and socialize. NCCP offer 4 part-time courses: computer for beginners, website design, finding a job, and business skills. So local people are one of the external stakeholder we get, and the board of directors, as we see over here, the board, executive boards, 4 direct members, and Richard are the internal stakeholders. Let us identify about more of the stakeholders. Where relevant, the courses include a certificate of completion to provide participants with evidence to support job application. The courses are also a part of interest to those seeking an opportunity for social interaction. Or participants pay a course fee, which is heavily to subsidize the contents of these courses has remained largely unchanged since they were set up. Richard continued to make substantial donations to NCCP until his retirement 5 years ago. Since then, the executive board has tried to seek out other sources of funding and relies heavily on Seville Council, which provide financial support for job-related things. So, Seville Council is another external stakeholder. However, this funding has not been sufficient to prevent NCCP from continuing to have financial difficulties. Cash reserves are very low, and the Board of Trustees is concerned that this position is not sustainable. 6 months ago, in December Expo, the Board of Trustees persuaded the existing CEO, Peter Chen, to retire. A replacement, Philip Allen, was appointed and started in March F5. Unlike Mr. Chen, Mr. Allen has extensive commercial experience, and the trustees hope that this will help him to address NCCP financial difficulties. However, some trustees express concerns that the new CEO commercial background might conflict with NCCP charitable mission, and you are a management consultant appointed by the executive board to provide independent advice to help address the difficulties NCCP is facing. Okay. Uh, let's look further. Is there anything in NCCP website extracts? Let's look in a flash way. North Civil is well known for high levels of unemployed with the inevitable economic social results that follow. Grew up in a richer time, was head of his own successful company. No courses we offer, they then now working with the staff in 2 categories, nothing in extracts. Obviously, we won't get anything related. Annual performance not related. Executive 5 risk management not related. CEO emails on new courses is also not related. Right. So only exhibit 1 is relevant to the requirements in this exhibit we just studied. And for the first requirement here, assess and CCP internal and external stakeholders and recommend appropriate ways of managing them. So now let us draft the answer. We will get 16 marks for it. So let me open my word sheet for it, and question number 1A, it is its report and what we can see to the board of directors. NCCP from a consultant. Subject, stakeholder, and mission. Date given in the question 15 June X5, 2000 X5. So what first we will give the introduction a little bit. This report assess NCCPs, internal and external stakeholders. So assesses internal and external stakeholders. Recommends how they should be managed. It goes on to evaluate NCCP's mission statement and assess its sources of competitive advantage. So stakeholder management offers a part. Who is the first stakeholder? That is your staff. I mean NCCP's staff. So here it is. Both paid employees and unpaid volunteers have high interest in NCCP paid staff because they rely on NCCP for their salaries. And unpaid volunteers because of the commitment they show to NCCP by working unpaid. Despite issues highlighted in the survey, 82% of respondents are possibly expecting to be working with NCCP in 1 year time, including that this interest is likely to continue. Right, let us show you, let me show you for the staff as well. Going back to the scenario and we got the four stakeholders from this one. Then NCCP website. Seville is well known for high levels of unemployment with the inevitable economic and social results that follow. Having grown in Seville, Richard Temple set up his own highly successful company. He felt that Seville company was neglected by government and now through NCCP provided opportunities for personal and community growth. Okay, education has always been at the heart of NCCP mission. All our courses are available at various times. Computer for beginners, finding a job, business skills not applicable, right? No, business skills not applicable. Working with the staff at NCCP fall into two categories: paid employees and paid volunteers. NCCP organizational structure is as follows. Right. Alongside our directors and 12 paid employees, each department benefits from the work of unpaid volunteers who are not showed in the organization chart. We could not manage without the support of our wonderful volunteers. Almost all of courses are taught by paid freelance tutors. Okay, now they are the other ones. Then extracts about the incomes, council funding from the Seville Council is expected to fall significantly to a reduction in funding from the central government. The council attaches specific conditions to funding which change from year to year. From 2004 and onward, the funding has been conditional to NCCP running a business course as part of it. Then corporate donations they have. The average corporate donation was 47,000. All corporate donors are based in Seville and many have long-standing relationship with NCCP to reach a tempest time. These corporate donors who were approached on a personal basis are friends or colleagues of trustees or executive directors. Personal donations, then they have the average personal donation in X5 was 24. Personal donations come mainly from members of North Sea while local community, but also from other individuals in Sea while who do not use NCCP services but want to support its mission. Course fee, number of courses bookings, average subsidy now going down. Not from anything from the risk management. Okay. Anything more emails on new courses? No. Go back. Now we are done with the question scanning, nothing new. The survey results suggest that individual power has reduced over the year as staff now need to seek permission from managers rather than make their own decisions. However, it sounds like there is a strong team culture at NCCP with individual working very effectively together. Donors is my other stakeholders. Corporate donors have high power on average. Each donation represents 3.5% of NCCP's total income. Level of interest may vary. The corporate donors have some sort of personal links to NCCP, but in the light of media reports, there are indications that they are also taking a keener in how their donation are being used. Then, so how NCCP can keep their corporate owners satisfied. Donors satisfied by demonstrating good corporate governance. Right. Personal donors are likely to have high interest in NCCP as they have made a personal choice to donate money. At the same time, the average personal donation of $24 is not significant. The total value, all personal donation over a year is less than one average donation. So personal donation donors, sorry, not those donors, should be kept informed about NCCP, but they will be given less priority than corporate donors. Next stakeholder was Seville Council. So what we will say about it? Sorry. Seville Council, we will say Seville Council is a key player in NCCP. NCCP will need to engage with closely. The council provide 31% of NCCP's funding and faced with its own budgetary restrictions is taking a much closer interest in how the recipients of its funding behave. How it did get 31%? It's in the financial extracts. So NCCP its face F. Okay. Now NCCP must therefore ensure that it complies with any funding requirements, even if they do not see it as a priority. For example, NCCP needs to run business skills, courses to secure its funding, even though they require a high subsidy and are not well attended. Okay, which is the next stakeholder? It's board of trustees. Right now, next is board of trustees. What we'll say? The board of trustees is also a key player. It was set up by Richard Tempest. By Richard Tempest to oversee the executive board. And therefore has high power and high interest in the way the charity is being run. The executive board therefore needs to ensure that it can demonstrate how its actions are supporting NCCP's mission and objectives. Mission and objectives. Which one is next? Course participants. Obviously, your students. Sort of. Course participants, not civil inhabitants. Inhabitants who attend an NCCP course are likely to have a significant level of interest in NCCP's current and future course offerings. But low power individually to influence NCCP's behavior. Alternatively, NCCP does not need inhabitants. Does not need to meet every request from course participants. It would be sensible to seek feedback from the group as to what demand might or might not be for future courses. The North Civil community is the last one. Member of the North Civil community who do not fall into the categories above are likely to have low power to influence NCCP's behavior. And based on the fact they are not currently involved with the charity, relatively low interest, although minimal effort would normally be required for this stakeholder group. For his stakeholder group, the recent media coverage means that it would be appropriate to keep the wider community informed. about NCCP's plan in order to protect NCCP's brand. And that's it for this part of the question. I hope you get it.